All right, welcome everybody to our latest Live Motocross podcast as we talk all things High Point Pro Motocross with the great man Jeff Beaver from Whiskey Throttle Media. Obviously, before we welcome him, firstly, thank you to everyone for listening, supporting the site. We really appreciate it. We'd also like to thank our sponsors in Fly Racing, Firepower, Dirt Store, and Fuchs Silkaleen for all their incredible support, as without them, none would be possible. All right, welcome, Jeff. How's life? And thanks for joining us, mate. Another super entertaining weekend of action at High Point Pro Motocross, wasn't it? How are you?
Oh, I'm good, man. Yeah, that was the interesting weekend. The rain at the end was so sick, dude. And Tomac getting that whole shot and just sick. But yeah, it was exactly what I expected. I had a feeling Hayden was going to come out and just be like the Terminator, and he was. I mean, he was up to 18 seconds, I think, or no, he was at 12 seconds at the 18-minute mark. I mean, he was just on a mission in Moto One. And yeah, lots of gnarly stuff. And Jett, I mean, that guy's got the luck of the Irish. I don't know what the hell how he pulled that off, but um, yeah, that was pretty gnarly. And then yeah, poor freaking Chance Hymas. Jesus, man, that guy ran over a busload of black cats that was also hauling mirrors at the same time. He just weeded the whole lot.
Yeah. That's another ACL by the look of it. That'd be his third already, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you don't got to be the head cashier at Walmart to figure out that's probably what happened.
Yeah, it's not looking good, is it, mate? But I guess you touched on it there, mate. We'll start with Jett. Obviously got the win and obviously wasn't the way he usually does it or probably wanted to do it, but he still showed the skills in all conditions, decision making, line selection to just make up time. And that great charge in the second moto ended up being what got him the overall, took it away from his brother, which would have been Hunter's first. So a little bit annoying on that one for Hunter, but he was in control. He just doesn't get phased by anything, does he, Jett? He just handles what's in front of him really well and maturely, which is kind of contrast to him off the bike, isn't it, mate? Because you see him every week. He's pretty jovial, happy-go-lucky. And then on the race time, when it comes to racing, he's all dialed like he's a 35-year-old veteran. So all the ingredients there. He keeps winning these overalls, mate, and it's looking pretty ominous, isn't it?
Yeah, the dude's a freak of nature. I mean, what is it? He's lost one overall 450 outdoor race.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, crazy.
Dude, that is unreal. That's a better win percentage than even Ricky had.
Yeah, the stats are like just lining up so well for him, mate. And you can't knock the riding either, can it? Do you think Tomac can get any closer, mate? Obviously got the win in the second moto, but just if you put yourself in a bad start against Jett and Tomac, he had that spurt where he had those three electric laps and then he kind of got stuck behind some guys. He just couldn't keep pushing forward, but still another good effort by Tomac. But once again, he's lost points on Jett and he can't seem to put two motos together to actually get the overall over Jett, can he, mate? But it's still cool seeing ET ripping though, no doubt.
Yeah, I mean, he's had a couple of shitty years, so I think even coming back and doing some Supercross last year, partial Supercross season, I still think he's just not where he needs to be. You know what I mean? And I think the rust is going to come off, and he's gonna go beast mode before the end of the season. We're not seeing the real ET3 yet. We're seeing glimpses of it, but I don't think he's even scratched the surface of what he's capable of doing out there. So this sport has the shortest memory ever, and it's like, dude, he's going to win. He's not going to shit the bed, so to speak. You know what I mean? He's going to get it done. I think in the next couple weeks, he's going to go home and do some homework right now, and I bet you by the time we hit Millville or Unadilla, he's really going to come into his own. Do I think he's going to take the championship from Jett? No, but I think come Millville or Unadilla, he's going to be ridiculous. Maybe even Washougal.
Yeah, it's going to be good. Obviously, that'll lead into the nations, getting a bit far ahead of ourselves, mate. But what could that mean? Will we even see Tomac and Sexton at the nations, obviously, with them potentially changing teams, if you know what I mean, mate? But that would probably leave AP7, J Coop, and obviously Deegs, or what could have been Hymas, doesn't look likely now, but still a really strong team. But hopefully, there's a way for Sexton and Tomac to still race for Team USA. Has that been doing the rounds in your conversation, or it's a little bit far out yet?
A little far out, but I mean, I started thinking about it. Everybody kind of was talking about it last week, and I mean, if AP keeps riding the way he's riding, and Jay Coop, and throw Deegs in there, I don't care. That's a solid freaking team, you know. And we got to worry about the Wolf. We got to obviously worry about Jett and Hunter. But if AP's riding with the confidence he has right now, come the nations at Ironman on our turf, that place is just going to go insane the minute he steps out onto the line. It's just going to be between him and Deegan. There's just going to be like red, white, and blue aura just hanging over the track, right? So stick that in your pipe and smoke it. But they got a big task ahead of them. But I think that is a solid freaking team. Do I think we put Chase in there? No, I don't. He's not coming back for a while, and I don't see him being chosen.
It's interesting, yeah, the way AP's going, he could almost be there on merit, really, over Chase. Obviously, he's got the performances on the board. And I guess, is there any three more popular US riders than Plessinger, Tomac, and Deegan right now? I don't think there is there, mate? You see it every week. The fans love those three, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, Cooper's pretty popular, even though he's the quietest person on earth. Uh, but he's got a good fan base, and the riders. I think all the fans respect him. He don't talk no shit. He just goes out there and rides his ass off. Um, yeah, but I think be Tomac, Deegan, Plessinger, even Seth. If Seth starts honing it in, dude, Seth could be a dark horse for that. He rides motocross very well. He just kind of had a couple issues in that turnaround or the 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 supercross hangover, but I could see Seth even being considered for that.
Yeah, it's a good lot of options to have, mate. That's for sure. It's a good problem to have for Team USA having so many elite riders. And I just wanted to also get your take on obviously the track. The crew did a really good job getting that into shape after the weather they had, and also just that red flag. There's a little bit of debate online about it, but it's really hard to question the decision when there's obviously lightning, safety for the riders and the fans too, because when you start going down that avenue and if something bad happens, the insurance issues and all that. So it's best to play it safe, I guess, isn't it, mate? You work in an industry where safety's paramount, so you're probably on board with that call too.
Yep, 100% back MX Sports and the AMA on that one. I've been working in oil and mining for 30 years, and we have protocols for lightning. We're working on big structures, steel, sometimes the tallest stuff out there, and lightning is no joke, and nobody wants to end up looking like a hummingbird sitting on an electric fence. But our protocol is at 5 miles, but we have fixed structures and secure places to go. Imagine you're out in the middle of a damn field with 15, 20, 30,000 people, and the lightning's 8 miles away, and you're responsible for everybody who comes in that gate, right? At the end of the day. And yeah, even 8 miles out is kind of really pushing it. I'd be out there like, move your ass, get to your car, leave your shit, come back, get it tomorrow. I have no problem with what the AMA or MX Sports did. I think it was the right decision because one person gets drilled with a lightning bolt. Why didn't you do something? Blah blah blah. The whole conversation changes, and it's got all these muppets going, "Oh, the AMA waited until Jett got third." No, that he's just the luckiest son of a bitch on earth, and they made the call and they made the right one, dude. I don't give two shits what anybody has to say.
Yeah, well said, mate. You're spot on there, mate, coming from a person that knows it. So, yeah, and I guess we got to touch on AP, that goggle change too, mate. He was on a charge. He was looking racy in that second one. Once that rain comes, he gets that other edge and he's got that edge over his competitive with it and he loves it in those conditions. He's so good at rut riding and yeah, obviously it was a swift change. Didn't really have enough time to make good on it, mate, but that was a pretty impressive pit stop, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was quick, dude. He got in and out of there pretty damn quick. Got no qualms about him pulling in and getting goggles. I mean, you got to be able to see the rest of your life. So I'm glad he did what he did.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. And I guess as you move down the list, J Coop, fastest qualifier again. Obviously, the races probably didn't go as he would have liked, but still another consistent, solid performance. Proven that he's, those top five guys pretty much separated himself now. The Lawrence brothers, AP, Justin Cooper, and ET, they're sort of just creating that gap between the rest. But Cooper was solid again, wasn't he, mate? And so was Savachi getting sixth overall. Often goes under the radar a bit, but he deserves the credit. He's a super good rider both formats. He's a very complete package. So praise to him too, isn't it?
Yeah, he's a bad man, dude. He really is.
Yeah, mate. Just looking forward. That team's looking pretty good too. I think they're trying to sort of expand the operations a bit moving forward. So that'd be really cool to have more bikes, more quality riders, 250 and 450 for that Yariv. Quadlock Honda's looking good, mate. They've got it all dialed. So we'll watch that with interest. And then you go down Anderson 7th, pretty solid effort. RJ 8th, pretty impressive how he slotted into the, 450 class, given he's got those injury issues and, for various reasons he hasn't moved up earlier, but the wrist's getting better. And he's pretty consistent, settled in there, ahead of Prado, Cooper Webb, all these other guys. So, RJ, you pretty happy with him too?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm impressed with RJ's wrist. I mean, he had surgery, what, 4 or 5 days before Paula? That dude is one tough son of a bitch, dude. So I think RJ's right where he should. I think he's better than he should be with considering the circumstances. And if he can make it through Supercross or get into Supercross next year in outdoors, I think he's going to be pretty gnarly, dude. I
Yeah,
really
well
do. I
said.
think I think outdoors next he's going to be a dark horse for sure.
Yeah, I can see him being a podium guy sooner rather than later. And you got to give some props to Shock as well, mate. Mixing it with Prado and Webb, beating them. Really great effort for that Club MX crew. And obviously, Aussie Reed Taylor in the 250 class made his debut. More of a supercross racer, but still really good on motocross. Got 22-22, which is a solid first debut on those conditions on that track. So pretty cool for Club MX. They keep doing their thing, don't they, mate?
Yeah, yeah. I've been so busy. I haven't looked into this Reed Taylor guy, but if the guys at Club picked him, he's definitely got some potential, and he's in the right place to learn how to race in America the right way, for sure. And yeah, Cody, that dude's a badass, dude. I just love that guy, dude. I just want to see him kick ass.
Yeah, he's good. He's ripping, eh? And he got the whole shot the other week. So things are trending in a good direction for him, mate. And I must get your take on Prado. Obviously, there was that weird thing with the timing issue in Q1 in qualifying. But the struggles just keep continuing, mate. I guess how bad can it get from your perspective? Injury aside, and he's still racing. It's not been great. I think he had some arm pump and dropped back. And then, Patcherell and Shock got him and Anderson's beating him. So, I guess the last time we spoke, we thought it would only be upwards from here, but it's kind of getting worse, mate. So the indicators aren't great. And is there any light on the horizon from what you're hearing and seeing?
Not, not really, but you can't count a guy like that out. He's just got to get the bike where he wants it. I mean, he told, oh, what's his name? Who's your buddy from England?
Oh, Lewis.
Yeah, he told Lewis, that he just needs more power. He needs a rocket ship, and until they give him what he wants, he's not going to do what he can do. That's just it's simple math. If a rider doesn't have what he wants, he's not going to do it.
It's such a different contrast because you were talking to him filming in the preseason and you were talking about showing him all the mad Wagyu burgers, mate. He was happy with the bike. He was happy with the team. Everything was so rosy back then, mate. Maybe he
Yeah,
just needs one of your
Supercross is
Wagyu
good.
burgers.
Yeah, Supercross is good, but he ain't earned a burger yet, man. You're gonna have to eat some tofu or some rice cakes or some shit. But when he wins that moto, I'm gonna hit him up, dude. Hey, where am I bringing? I'm gonna bring my little barbecue. I'll bring you to the track. I'll make him up something good, dude. The team may not like that I'm stuffing a half-pound burger in his face, but yeah, I'm a man of my word. If I tell him I'm gonna give him a Wagyu burger, he's gonna learn. He dogged on the American food. I'm like, okay, buddy, you guys got your Marlboros over there. So
Yeah,
no,
mate, you
I
love
like
it.
Jorge's a great guy. Even now with the issues he's having, you see him. He's always smiling. He's not punking out, acting like a chump or nothing. He's a complete professional. There's a reason he's a multi-time world champion. He knows what he's doing, and everybody's like, oh, hit the panic button. I'm not hitting the panic button on him yet. They signed him for a 3-year deal for a reason. You know. Kawasaki will figure it out. They don't like hearing all this shit. They're gonna eventually somebody's gonna say, fucking give that motor to Mitch and build a hot rod. That fool wants a top fuel dragster that's gonna yank his arms out of socket. Give it to Mitch. Let him build
Yeah.
that motor. And then okay, what's your excuse now, princess? you know.
Yeah,
Oh,
you'd
your
have
arms
to
are out of
imagine he'd
socket.
get there.
Yeah. But yeah, I think they'll do something. They'll eventually get him what he needs.
Yeah, hopefully the week off might do wonders for him and he can just come out swinging. But, it's looking like year one's just going to be a massive building experience, learning the formats, learning the tracks, learning the schedule, just everything dialed heading towards next year. And hopefully he stays injury free. And then obviously the nations with Spain. pretty cool to have, him, Fernandez and Oliver, I would imagine, or Fares, your old mate. So Spain's going to have a jack team as well, mate. So Prado and the Kawasaki in front of the fans, and that team, they could be on the podium, which would be good too, wouldn't it, mate?
Yeah, don't be telling nobody, but I'll be rooting for Guillaume, dude. I miss that kid, dude. That dude is so freaking funny, dude. You put him and Casey Cochran together, dude. I don't give a shit who you are, man. You be laughing your ass off. Those two are like Beavis and Butthead, dude. Just straight comedy. The team PR people are like, dude, get them separate. That's probably why Guillaume's in Europe. They're like, dude, we can't have those two together. We're gonna end up in trouble. So, no, I'd love to see Guillaume do good. How's he doing in the GPs?
Yeah, he's going good. He got a podium recently. He's really coming the last month. He had an injury earlier, but he's coming strong the last month, really holding his own, mate. So hopefully by then he should be really in fine form.
Yeah, he's a great kid. So yeah, I think him and Prado together, and you put Prado on a, I've never got asked the question, or I think I have, but I never got a straight answer if they can run a works bike at the Nations, but put Prado on a works Cowie out of Europe, give him that rocket ship. Holy shit, he went 1-1. Could get real interesting, dude. And so yeah, Spain. I don't know who their MX3 rider would be though.
Oh,
Who's the
Ruben
other person?
Fernandez will be their other 450 rider, and he's a factory Honda guy, sort of podium level MXGP guy. So that's a really good team. There's no reason why they couldn't podium.
So they could be a dark horse and come up on the podium pretty easy, huh?
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely,
so
mate.
you're stamping it. It's going to be Team USA, then Australia, then Spain, or you're choosing it's going to be Team Australia, USA, Spain. Okay, I'm going to go Team USA, Australia, Spain for the nations.
All right, mate. We've still got the Netherlands and Italy and Germany. It'd be cool if Ken Roxon came and raced it again. I don't know what his schedule's looking like. That World Supercross schedule's obviously going to throw some spanners in the works too. But the nations, it's what, 4 months away, so it's come around quick, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't care if Ken Roxon comes there and picks up dog shit. It don't matter to me. But yeah, Hurlings, dude. How about that, dude?
Yeah, man. Hurlings and
He's over here
DeWolf and
like, remember
Coldenhoff.
me? Yeah,
Yeah.
Hurling's like, remember me? Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, that's a good team right there as well. But I guess we're sort of
Isn't Lommel the next round?
the next one's actually Madeley, where the Nations was last year, so that'll be pretty cool.
Okay, it's Natalie.
And then Lommel's
When's
coming up.
Lommel?
I think it's coming up in around a month. Yeah, so that'll be a sick race. You should get yourself over to that one, mate.
Oh, I burned my credits for going to Europe for a race when I booked the trip to Paris Supercross. And if I go, I've got to lie to my wife and tell her I'm going to a job in Nevada, someplace. She's like, I'm not going there. And then I'm gonna have to sneak off to Lommel because if I tell her I'm going to Europe again, it's going to cost me 10 grand in airfare again. And Jeffy just can't afford that. That's just not in my wheelhouse these days. So I don't know. I have to unfortunately lie to the old lady and get over there.
Mate, best to avoid that one. But yeah, definitely one I'd love to get there too. It'd be a sick race to go and see, and it's summer, the weather should be good. So we'll put that on the bucket list, mate. But obviously on to 250s now. Deegan, how good was he again, mate? You mentioned it earlier. He came out swinging with a great rebound. Not that his last round was particularly bad or anything going 2-2, but yeah, he was really looking super fast, really creative with the lines. And you heard Brian Deegan afterward talking about that, just how he's got that sort of intuition about the lines and reading the racetrack. And he's really coming on strong in all areas of his racing. So you can see those little bits of technique he's worked on. He stands up heaps and he really sort of gets that bike leaned over with control and balance. So he's a lethal weapon, isn't he, mate? And once he gets those starts consistent, there's no stopping him, is there? So can't wait for him to move up to the 450s next year.
Yeah, I mean, he was all business this weekend, dude. Even walking down to the line, he wasn't goofing off. He wasn't giving anybody any crap. It was just, I'm here to kick the living shit out of you and nothing else. That was just, don't even think about it. And he proved it. It was, it
Yeah.
was, it was impressive. It was damn impressive.
Yeah, he was pretty much flawless, wasn't he, mate? Going 1-1. And then Tom Vial getting the podium. That's good for him. He's sort of not really impressed like he would have in Pro Motocross. Like everyone thought that'd be the easy thing, but he has got the two Supercross titles since he's come over. And then he came there ahead of Kitchen in third. So Kitchen's getting some good momentum, but none of these guys. Hymus was looking like the one that could sort of put it to Deegan consistently, but that doesn't look like that'll be happening. But yeah, Vial and Kitchen on the podium. Good weekends for them too.
It doesn't make any damn sense why that guy won two Supercross titles and he can't he can't get out of his own way outdoors. I'm still scratching my head, but hey, it works. He's got two Supercross titles, but hey, the French, they can ride that Supercross. They're good.
Yeah, absolutely,
So
mate. How good's Garrett Marchbank's been? The speed's been excellent. If he could just get some starts, he would be up there, I reckon. He's just railing those sections, mate. He's just charging through the field, absolutely rapid. And obviously, you got him and those pro circuit dudes. Not the greatest weekend. Seth Hammaker seventh. Yeah, where did we get for Masterpool, mate? That was he was down there in
uh,
13th, 917. So that's a tough weekend for him, mate. So it's your turn on the pro circuit, Cowie guys. Obviously, Kitchen and Marchbanks and Hammaker solid, but it's been a bit up and down again for Mitch, hasn't it?
yeah, those boys, they're having a rough one. I mean, Levi Kitchens holding it down for them, but in Marchbanks, but I don't know what they're going to do with Astapel. I think he's treading water right now. I mean, honestly, I don't know what else to say about the guy. He's just, and if he doesn't pull it together, he's not going to have a ride next year. If that's kind of a given.
Yeah, he needs to sort of come out swinging after the break for sure. And obviously, your take on Swole, how good was it seeing him back out there, mate? Best triumph, probably the best ride from a Triumph 250 rider in the Pro Motocross season so far, coming back from that Achilles injury. He's a really good bloke. Obviously, you see him, mate. He's friendly, he answers questions really well, thoughtful, intelligent, mate. Great to have him back out there, and he showed his speed instantly, which is really impressive on those conditions and against those heavy hitting 250s because that class is wild, isn't it, mate? So good on Swole, isn't it?
Yeah, it was good to see him back, and he won High Point a couple years ago. That was his one
Yeah.
outdoor win, so I kind of had a feeling he was going to do well there. And yeah, it's good to see him. He's on a good bike, good team. He's a good dude. Just glad to see the kid back.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. It's good to see him doing it. And the Triumph was a pretty tough weekend for some of their riders too. So good to see him back out there, mate. And obviously, how's the break going to shape up for you, mate? Obviously, we've got a weekend off and then ready for Southwick. Will you be at that one, hopefully? And it's going to be a great weekend as well, mate. So how's it all looking on your end with the Whiskey Throttle crew still pumping out the content? But that Southwick one's going to be exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd love to say that I could make it to Southwick, but I'm working with some just amazing people up here at this gold mine, and they're they're not gonna they're not gonna allow old Jeffrey to go to the mine, so or from the mine up to the race. So nothing I can do about it, but I'll get him next year. But we'll have Ethan out there get her done. But I will be a Red Bud, dude. I don't give two shits what's going on. I'm going to Red Bud.
Yeah, that should be dialed, mate. Obviously, you're going to send Ethan as well, or is that just Jeff's weekend? That one would be cool if you had two dudes, but obviously budget permitting. But that one will be probably one of the best weekends of the year, isn't it? That one.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be me. I'll probably get out there and be sweating like a whore in church and regret that decision. But should have brought the 20-year-old kid who can run around like a jackrabbit. But whatever. What do you do? But no, he's killing it, dude. He crushed it. I'm pretty stoked on that kid.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. And how's the rest of the crew at Whiskey Throttle? Obviously, Ping just dropped the new code red there. I was listening to a little bit of that. Very funny stuff. Great value. Would encourage the fans to listen to that for sure, mate. So, yeah, go check that out. And some of the other stuff you've got going on. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, GL's a loose isn't he?
Just let's
Did I
rip.
use as an Australian judge that? Did I use that terminology correctly? He's a loose.
Yeah, pretty much,
Uh,
mate.
I love that freaking guy, dude. He's just yeah, he marches to his beat of his own drum and does not give a shit. So yeah, no, Code Red was good. Ping's off. He hurt his knee, so he's looking like he's gonna have a knee replacement. So we're gonna have a peg leg captain of the ship for a while. Hopefully it works out and he's good to go. But yeah, we're not gonna see much of Ping outside the house for a couple months, I think.
Oh, damn. Well, at least you got the Ducati trip in, mate.
Yeah, I'm lucky that that one worked out, dude. Because they would have sent me and put me on that bike, dude. That would have been the most embarrassing thing in the history of moto media. I'd be like, who let this fat son of a bitch out here to ride our bike? Get him off that bike. Send him to the airport. He can fly DHL home, dude. We ain't even getting him a flight home. So I'm glad that worked out. Yeah, it's just for anybody who knows, I absolutely suck at riding motocross. I have no business on a motocross bike or a motocross track.
Yeah, mate, the experts yeah, Ping certainly still rips though, eh? Like he is shredding when he's on there, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, he's a badass. But we head to the gun range, and I'm daddy, so
Yeah.
it all works out.
That's awesome, mate. Well, you enjoy the work there, mate. Hopefully it goes quick and we look forward to seeing you back at the races. And obviously massive shout out to Fly Racing, Firepower, Dirt Store and Fuchs Silkaleen for all their support. And yeah, big thanks to you as well, mate. Hope it goes quick, mate. We look forward to seeing you back at the races and we'll probably catch up in a couple of weeks after Southwick.
Yeah, definitely for sure.
No worries, mate. Have a good one.